I say, greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography. We're all friends, fans come together, BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss musical artists. This week's artist is Queens of the Stone Age. That was Tim's pick. Last week I picked Alice in Chains. Next week Bill picked Nickelback. So if you like those two bands, or don't, subscribe. It's entertaining.
Emphasis on don't.
Yeah, and that's Bill, and that's Tim. So,
And that's Jason.
And I'm Jason, out in the wild, wild west here. We're talking rated R. We've already talked.
I'll be talking about rated X.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
All right.
I see where we rank.
Yeah.
We at least can get regularly shown in theaters.
Yeah, you got to be a true fan to get the X-rated version.
They do reissue it as a deluxe edition, and that's also an RX version. So is it prescription?
Yeah, their releases are like crazy, trying to figure out what goes where. There's so many extra songs. So rated R. This motherfucker comes out swinging. It reminded me of the Strokes minus the stops. The lyrics are great, good shit. The Lost Art of Keeping a Secret. I'm loving the variants on this album. It's much more interesting. Another great one with lots of energy. Leg of Lamb slows it down a bit, but that's fine for a track 3. Autopilot was super pretty. The chorus was a little Lenny Kravitz, but I love the verses. Not sure I'm liking the non-Josh vocals though, but it kind of works. This should have been a single. It would have been huge in 2000. Better Living Through Chemistry, I really fucking liked. The beginning reminded me of Bjork's debut era, mixed with a little Radiohead. The chorus was great, starting to pick up a theme on this record lyrically. Around the 1 minute 40-second mark, everything gets quiet with just one note playing out. I was waiting and hoping for that drum beat from the intro to come back, but it doesn't. It takes a left turn from what I was expecting and kicks into a guitar solo and just goes off the fucking rails. The drums are crazy good. I enjoyed all 5 minutes and 49 seconds of this one. Top song contender. Monsters in the Parasail, following it with another top song contender. I love the lyrics, the vocal delivery. The change at the She Won't Go part was crazy good. Quiet into the Pointless goes hard. It's all over the place. Just pointing out again, I'm loving the variance of songs and tempos compared to the last album. And I know there was a track separation between In the Fade and Quick, but it felt like one song almost. Amazing song sequence on this record. When the full song kicks in, it's sexy as hell. I love the bass in the reprise. Tension Head kicked ass. Love the lead vocals on this one. Lightning Song was a pretty instrumental. It was fine. I think I lost my headache. Holy shit, what a closer. Almost 9 minutes long, but never lost my interest. The chorus reminded me of late 90s Foo Fighters. Only negative I can say about this song and the whole album is those fucking horns at the end of it. It goes on.
Right, but that ties into the title, right?
Rated R? Or, no,
I think I lost my headache.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's fucking headache inducing. Fuck that shit.
I don't know, man. I thought the horns kind of worked.
No. It was.
I think they work too.
I like some nice
But I could totally see where like people would say they don't.
There was a point where it was like, okay, that was a good ending. And then there's like another 30 seconds where you're like, okay. And then there's another 30 seconds you're like, fucking hell, where's my ibuprofen?
Just because you think it doesn't make it true.
Just don't think.
Twice I listened to that one. And one time I was doing dishes and it was still playing. And I was like, I can't fucking turn it off. God damn it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I could follow that one up. So, Feel Good Hit of the Summer. You know, all that I absolutely have to say to that is Nicotine, Valium, Valium, Vicodin, marijuana, ecstasy, and alcohol. That's all you need.
Cocaine.
That is it. You know, even for like me being me, like here's the I could appreciate the simplicity. And you know, we talked about that last album here yesterday about repetitiveness, right? That worked in this song really damn well.
It was like a
Like,
catchy theme song.
It was scary how well it worked in that song. Actually, the fact that it got reprised later on in the album, at least the version I listened to, which is not listed on this track listing, that was a phenomenal reprise.
Well, and you caught the reprise on the next album as well.
And you know,
it comes back a few times.
I am more than okay with that.
Yeah.
One of their best intros, by the way.
I'll give them that, yeah.
Lost Art of Keeping a Secret. Honestly, I wasn't a big fan of after the Feel Good Hit of the Summer. I felt like it kind of, for me, it was a step down. I just wasn't a fan of the sounds that were going on as much. Like, it was good, but it wasn't. It didn't carry as well as I wanted it to. Like, I had one vision.
There's a lot of variants.
And I will also say then Leg of Lamb followed up with probably my least favorite song of the album. It was okay. I'll say that. Is that a tambourine that they're playing that's got the jingle going on, or what's
of course.
You know, I love variants in instruments and songs too, because that says something about a band where it's not all just, you know, guitar, bass, drum, vocal. Like having horns or tambourines or flutes or saxophones or other stuff, it adds a layer of complexity. And most of the stuff is very simple, like especially the drum beats, the guitars. It's relatively speaking pretty simple, repetitive. I felt like the tambourine was overbearing at times, relatively speaking.
But not the horns.
No, the horns were fine. It's like, it's not that I didn't want the tambourine. I wanted more than the tambourine. Autopilot, I have very mixed feelings about. I like it at times, and then I just like, okay. Then I like it again, and it's like, oh, it's okay. Then I like it, it's okay. Like, it's a roller coaster. But I appreciated it still. Better Living Through Chemistry, top song contender. I love the beat. I love the melody. I love the vocals. Potentially best song on the album.
I'm going to rearrange my top songs.
Monsters in the Carousel, I wasn't a super big fan of, I'll be honest. And correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, the singles on this album were Lost Art, Monsters in the Carousel, and was Feel Good technically a single, or is that not a single on this album?
It was not a single, but it was an EP.
Okay.
Where they had like some bonus tracks. They do a Romeo Void cover, they do a Kinks cover, and then they do another original song.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they could play that one on the radio.
I guess the reason I'm asking because I feel like this might be the first album ever that I've covered on here where I liked the non-singles more than the singles.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
Considering I'm usually radio rock and usually singles are the most radio friendly, I found that really interesting on this album.
Well, and I think that goes to show just how, because like this is on Interscope. This is a major label who at the time was being ran by the dude who sang Rico Suave.
Ooh. That was Ricky, right? No.
Gerardo,
yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, he was actually running Interscope at this point, and so that shows just how out of touch they were with what was popular
Okay.
and what they thought radio wanted.
Okay. Interesting.
I think
I'm
radio.
I'm still mainstream at this, but it's because they were not mainstream with what they thought was going to be the popular stuff.
Like
Right,
if Autopilot
right.
if Autopilot was a single in 2000, it would have
Anything.
yeah, it would have been huge, I think.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, actually, a lot of these songs afterwards, I thought they were all cool. I felt "In the Fade" was really smooth. It goes along. I like the beat and the tempo of it a lot, and I feel like it really worked. And I thought it led into Tension Head. Okay, Tension Head, the vocal change was kind of interesting. Was not initially expecting it. First time listened through, I'm like, okay, why the hell am I listening to this? Second time, it's like, okay, I get it. You know, not my favorite song on the album, but it's okay. It fits right in kind of the middle ground. Lightning Song, probably my only big negative comment about this album. It's not that I don't like Lightning Song as an instrumental. It's an instrumental right before the closing track. And just think about like order of songs. I don't know if I want to be listening to an instrumental right before that closing track. Like I'd want to listen, like maybe if Tension Head going into I Think I Lost My Headache, I feel like one flows a little bit more song title wise.
I completely disagree. I think you need a lightning song before I Think I Lost My Headache. I think it works
Especially
perfectly.
after Tension Head.
Yeah, I think that works perfectly.
Yeah, it's just a nice little breather, little 2 minutes of okay.
Yeah, you need that. After.
And then they hit you with the epic closer. Yeah.
Which, I mean, phenomenal closer. Love the horns. Screw you, Jason.
Oh, that's what I'm playing at the end of this video. That'll be my 6-second can't get copyrighted clip at the end of this video.
Just
Damn
the
right.
horns.
Just the
You only need
horns.
the
But you
horn.
go real deep with the ones just like all out of time.
Yeah, I thought this was actually a really solid follow-up album. And I was, I said in yesterday's video, obviously, where, I kind of knew Queens of the Stone Age from, so I know where they're going the next two albums. So it was interesting seeing this album as kind of that bridge from their initial album to their subsequent albums. And I'll call this one, I mean, it wasn't like a major stepping stone, but like I would argue this was a pretty big stepping stone going from what they were to what they do with the next several.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. This is absolutely obviously we mentioned it earlier. They move up to a major label. Nick's in the band and actively contributing to songwriting. I think that that adds such an element of magic that it's almost hard to like put your finger on it. Because yeah, like you guys went through the songs. Some fun things is, did you guys catch that was Rob Halford on Feel Good Hit of the Summer?
I did when I looked up the lyrics.
No, I missed
You
that.
got Rob Halford on that. That's pretty rad. And then Pete Stahl is on Lost Art of Keeping a Secret. Of course, the lead singer of a little band called Scream, which had a drummer named Dave Grohl that's also going to come into play here a little later. Yeah, so going back to the personal discovery, The Lost Art of Keeping a Secret was the single that I heard that made me go, oh, I'll go check out that album. And I bought this album, and it kind of changed my life. It's just from front to back. This is an incredible album. Yeah, Autopilot, I love the verse, when we arrive in the middle of nowhere, don't act like you know I've been here so many times. I've never seen you before, but now that I have, I don't want to see you no more.
Oh, they
Um,
got some fucking lyrics. He's got some
yeah.
fucking lyrics.
And then Monsters in the Parasol was another Desert Session song that comes back with new life here. In the Fade is the first time Mark Lanigan's going to show up. He's, of course, going to be in the story the rest of the time as well. Tension Head was originally a Mondo Generator song called 13th Floor Elevator. Mondo Generator being Nick's main band now, but at the time it was another project of his. He after Caius, he ended up joining the Dwarves, and him and Josh recorded Mondo Generator's first album in '97, so it predates the Queen's first album, but it doesn't actually get released until 2000 when this finally comes out. And yeah, like that's, if you like the Nick songs, definitely check out Mondo Generator. And then yeah, I'm kind of with Jason on like Lightning Song is probably my low point of the album as well, just because on its own it's kind of pointless. It's catchy, it's, you know, it's well done. I'm pretty sure it's Josh playing drums on it. Josh also plays drums on Autopilot. And this is a fun album that has 3 different drummers, if you're including Josh and not including Barrett Martin, who was in Screaming Trees and Mad Season. He's all over this album doing like a lot of the auxiliary percussion, vibraphones, tambourines, stuff like that. Yeah. I do. I love this album. This is an album I can listen to all day, every day. And there's one thing in Better Living Through Chemistry. Back in 2000, I used to like clean pools occasionally, and this would be the album I would like have in the Walkman while I was cleaning pools. And there's one line in Better Living Through Chemistry where it's 2 different lines of vocals, but they pan one hard left and one hard right. And so if you're just listening to it normally, it actually sounds like something completely different. It was the first time I had ever heard anybody do something like that, and it kind of blew my mind, just from a production standpoint.
I think
the vinyl bonus track is Ode to Clarissa, which is another Nick classic if you haven't heard it. And then yeah, the feel good hit of the summer, like this is a great EP. On CD in the UK, it was like part of like the tour edition 2-disc thing, basically just those. So yeah, a lot of good stuff.
I think
You're so vague.
Songs for the Deaf was the first one where I started actually using headphones, because they are definitely a headphone band.
And this one definitely falls into that. Yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff going on in the mix.
Yeah. All right, Tim, it's your pick, so you get to pick who gets to guess first.
Oh, well, I mean, this one's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, so you want to take this one, you bastard?
No, I'll let you take it.
Oh, sweet.
You can take it.
I'm going to say it's number 1 for everybody.
You'd be correct for me.
Yeah, you got it right here.
All right, I like this easy one. That means I probably screwed myself later on. If I got to guess, let's see, it's Songs for the Deaf, then it's Lullabies. I'll have to guess Era. Okay. I see. All right.
Yeah, you might have screwed yourself.
I screwed myself.
Yeah, you screwed yourself.
All right, well.
But yeah, at this point, this is like a very promising up-and-coming band leading us into the 21st century that's doing something completely original and yet completely accessible. This
is a full album, front to back, good. Like, damn, it immediately, when the first song came on, I was hooked. Like through the entire album, it sequenced well. It was fucking good. I really liked it. So, what we got next? Songs for the Deaf. Stick around for that. Like, subscribe. Hopefully, nobody gets slapped. Be safe. Make good decisions.